What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Campus and Pro. In today's episode, we're going to be doing our week two predictions, but first, we want to start with a week one recap. So going forward, we're actually planning to upload week one and week weekly recaps after each week of college football, but we've been busy. But every Sunday, we're going to record our videos for our recaps, and we'll get those posted for you on Monday. And then Thursday and Friday, we'll have our predictions out. So just a little update on that aspect for us. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and roll into the week one recap. Preston, go for it.
All right, starting with, I think the upset of the week. The Florida State Seminoles break Alabama's 23 game season opener win streak. What are your thoughts about that?
That was a great game. I had a feeling going into it that I don't know. I'm like Alabama's not gonna win this game. I don't know what it is, but Florida State's quarterback. That boy's a dog.
Tommy
He
Gallianos?
has a
Bro,
crazy ego, but I respect it.
dog.
He called Bama out like months ago. He's like we're
But
gonna
you know
whip
what?
Bama. What?
Ty Simpson, I'm not high on him right now.
Yeah, that was a rough outing for bro. I'm not gonna
All
lie to
right.
you.
Another thing that happened this week is Miami beat Notre Dame, and Carson Beck, he looked like a good college quarterback.
Carson Beck did look good. I was dissing on him last week, saying that I didn't think he was a great college quarterback, but I guess he heard me. And then yeah, Miami took care of Notre Dame, which is very surprising to me. I'm not gonna
Jeremiah
lie to you.
Love only had like 10 carries for
Yeah,
some reason.
terrible. I don't know. They got to
I
get him
don't
more
get it.
involved.
But yeah,
They can't.
Carson Beck, he threw for 205 yards and two touchdowns in this win. It was a good game for sure. All right, Aiden, I'll let you take the big one.
Woohoo, I predicted this game.
You did.
Arch,
Our
obviously the
predictions were not
storyline.
it this week.
They
Our
were
predictions
not.
were
We
terrible.
had a rough week.
All right, get
But
into it.
Arch Manning,
You did
he
not.
looked bad.
I mean, it's his first game. I'll give him that, but still,
It
I
doesn't
expected.
matter.
But
You can't.
Ohio State's defense looked elite.
They did. They did look really good. Texas defense looked great as well.
They both. It
But
was a very defensive game.
obviously the storyline is Arch Manning. He played terrible. There's no way to sugarcoat that. He's not playing UTSA. He's not playing ULM. He needs to
He
step up.
really he played terrible until like he absolutely had to make a few plays, but it was like it started too
Yeah,
late.
but it
So
was
like
too late in the game. They scored what their first touchdown with like 4 minutes left or something. Like it was no.
Texas on the 1 yard line cannot score.
I was they had like what two or three trips on the 1 yard line and they cannot get in the
Yep.
red zone. That just terrible. But yeah, I'm personally glad Texas lost, but I can't really control that. But no, Arch Manning, he looked bad, really bad.
Our next game we'll get into is the Gamecocks beat Virginia Tech 24 to 11.
They
It was
did.
a it was more of a defensive game, honestly. It took a while for both teams to get going, but it's a decent win. Hopefully they can get South Carolina going, and they're a sleeper team to win the SEC this year, in my opinion.
Yeah, they look good. It was a slugfest to start the game, kind of. It took them a while to wake up, and then they got rolling. Kyron Jones over there at Virginia Tech,
Hmm.
he's still there going strong. But yeah, good win for the
But
Gamecocks.
speaking of slugfest, talk about Clemson LSU.
This game, okay, look, I was only able to watch like the first half. I wasn't able to watch the second half, but I was very surprised by this outcome that LSU went on the road to Clemson and won. I predicted that, of course, but yeah,
Did
great game, great finish. LSU looked good. It was a slugfest, but LSU ultimately came out on top.
I honestly I like the way Garrett Nussmeier handled a bunch of situations. He made reads, he changed up things. He looked like a good quarterback, but Cade Klubnik, I don't think he was as
Yeah,
there.
I think Clemson's slightly overrated this year. I'm not gonna lie. The ACC is not
Yeah.
very strong in the first place, so obviously they're gonna be ranked pretty high, and it's Clemson. I just think they're gonna be a little overrated this year, so I wouldn't be shocked if they dropped another game in ACC play.
All right, this one's gonna be quick, but it was this Michigan beat New Mexico 34 to 17. It was like it was the upcoming of Bryce Underwood. He made a strong debut, showing poise and some upside, but it also was against New Mexico, but still still a good showing for him in his first college game.
Yeah, he definitely had some good points, but he is a true freshman, so obviously there's gonna be some growing experiences, but not a bad start for them. Start off the year for Michigan.
All right, Aiden, what do you want to say about that Auburn win over the Baylor
Ah,
Bears?
tough game, but low key, what I said, if Auburn got the run game going, Baylor was gonna lose, and that's exactly what happened. I mean, I'm not gonna argue about it. There were some questionable calls from the refs, I can't lie, but ultimately Auburn just outplayed Baylor and beat Baylor in that game.
Yeah, I mean Jackson Arnold on the ground, legacy game.
Yeah, he had a really good game on the ground, not gonna lie to you.
And we're gonna get into Kansas. Kansas, they've been dominating, but they've only played FCS teams.
Yeah, you can't really put too
Right,
much
right
on it. Well,
now,
they played Fresno. They beat Fresno pretty good.
yeah, that's right. I mean, Jalen Daniels, he looks like a Heisman candidate right now, but because he's the best
Hmm.
stats. But
Yeah,
I don't know,
play them
I
against
don't
some
know,
comp.
I don't know how long that's gonna last. Especially
I
this
I don't either. It's not gonna last long.
in the last game we're gonna go over is Kansas State.
K-State.
They're struggling.
They were down at halftime to what is it, North Dakota? Not
They
North Dakota
won
State, North Dakota.
they
Crazy.
won like 38 to 35. It was
I
not
don't
pretty.
know. They barely beat Iowa State. They looked bad in that game, and they came out worse in this game. You can't underestimate teams, even if they're FCS. So bad on Kansas State for this week. They're definitely my loser of the week.
Yeah, and for the conferences, the Big Ten comes out of this week with the best overall record with 15-3 and 4-1 in Power Four matchups. So going for them. All right, Aiden, let's get into our game of the week. What we got?
We got Michigan and Oklahoma. How are you
Mm,
feeling about this one?
I'm feeling the Sooners in this one, baby. I'm feeling the Sooners.
Okay,
You know, it's the only top 25 matchup of the week this week.
could have been
And
two.
I mean, freshman quarterback Bryce Underwood, it's his first real college environment at Norman, and it's game day. I don't know how he's going to handle all that in his first game. He could come out good, but I think he's going to struggle a little bit, especially against Oklahoma. And I think John Mater's going to I think he's going to have a huge game this week for the Sooners.
Yeah, Oklahoma, I mean, they didn't look great in their opener, but once again, you
The
can't gotta
opener
take that with a grain of salt. But I do think this should be a game, good game. It's gonna be a good
should be.
test for Underwood on the road. Oklahoma's favored by 5.5 last time I checked. Over unders 45.5. I'm gonna
I could,
take. Oh, go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
could definitely see this being like a very low scoring game.
Yeah, I do agree. I think I'm gonna take Oklahoma in this one. It's gonna be like 24 to like
Mhm.
17. About you?
Yeah, I'm taking Oklahoma in this one. I think I'm gonna take a 17 to 10 game, Oklahoma. All right, getting into our game that could really go either way. We really don't know. Kansas at Missouri. Right now, Missouri's favorite at 6.5 points, and the
Missouri's
over-under's
favored?
50.5. And right now, the Missouri holds the series lead 57 to 54. And one of the big things is the quarterback duel. Like I mentioned earlier, Jalen Daniels, amazing stats this year, but he has not really played that much competition. But Missouri, last week there was the quarterback went in one play, got hurt, and then Bo, the Penn State transfer came in and he played amazing. He had 283 and two touchdowns and two rushing touchdowns. So for me in this one, I'm taking Missouri. I'm riding with the SEC on this one.
Okay. I'm really surprised that line is 6.5. If I'm a better, I am taking Kansas all day
Kansas.
on this. I think Kansas is going to come into this game. They're going to win. Missouri, obviously, quarterback issues they're having. Missouri or Kansas has looked good versus obviously not good opponent. Fresno State, they're not a great opponent at all, but they dominated that game. So if I'm a betting man, I'm going to take Kansas in this, and I'm probably going to take the over in this game too. I do think Kansas is going to drop a lot of points, and I don't think their defense is the best. So I can see Missouri putting some fight in, but I do think Kansas is going to win this game.
Yeah, you mentioned your defense isn't the best. Right now, Kansas is also kind of banged up at linebacker, which could open up a lot of the run game for Mizzou and really help them close this game up early.
I agree. Yeah, so it's gonna be a good game.
All right, you want to talk about this next one?
Our next one, Iowa at Iowa State. That's a big rivalry over there in Iowa. This
No.
current line is Iowa State by 3.5, over under 41.5. That's really low scoring. Iowa
Yeah, but
leads the series.
It's
Go ahead.
Iowa.
Yeah, Iowa leads the series 47-24, but Iowa State's won two of the last three. This game, this is gonna be a good game. It's gonna be low scoring. It's probably gonna be decided like a field goal, like it is like every year. Rocco Beck, he's a baller. He's like really good. I mean, the K-State game was a slugfest, obviously. It was a rough game to get started, but they just played this past weekend. I forgot who they played. They played like I think it was an FCS opponent, but they looked really good. They dominated. So
I think
I
it
do
was
think
South Dakota.
what's it? Okay. I think Iowa State's gonna come in this game. And I think they're gonna win by 10 points.
Yeah, that's fair. I took Iowa State in this one too. I think Rocco Beck's gonna have a great game, especially building off last week. He completed 95% of his passes. I
Yeah.
mean, take that with a grain of salt because it's
Yeah.
competition. But you think about Iowa, quarterback Mark Gronkowski last week, he hit a little 6-7 and passed
Okay.
out. Like, oh my gosh. That's crazy. But yeah, and this one I'm riding with Iowa State in this one, the Cyclones, and I think they're gonna pull out a win.
I agree. Mark
All
Gronkowski.
right. Now, this is a sleeper game, I think. Illinois at Duke.
Illinois at Duke.
Yeah, right now Illinois is favored by 3 points, and the over/under is 49.5, which both teams are 1-0, and they're both coming off wins versus FCS opponents, so you can't really. But I think this is Illinois' first real test of the year, and Duke's really still trying to prove themselves as a college football team that's good and people are scared of. And this is a big game because both these quarterbacks coming in they're both good quarterbacks, don't get me wrong, but they're both really trying to prove themselves. And one of them is one of the highest paid quarterbacks in college football, and Darian Minshew. But believe it or not, I'm taking Duke in this one.
Okay, you're gonna go with the upset. I like that.
Hmm.
Illinois is ranked 11th. Wow, that's pretty high. I think Illinois is overrated. I don't think they're gonna be as successful as they were last season. But in this game, I think I'm gonna lead more with Illinois. I know it's on the road, but I'm gonna take the experience from Luke Altmaier, and I do think this can be a
Hmm.
really close game. But I do think down the thread, Illinois is gonna pull out and win this game.
All right, I'll let you take this next one because it's close to your heart.
Baylor at SMU. Let's go. Another hard game for Baylor. SMU by 2.5. I'm surprised it's not higher. Over under is almost 66. That's pretty high line.
But
Baylor has beat SMU 13 games in a row. Y'all
you know,
didn't know. Yeah, so we have a good winning streak going in versus SMU.
when's the last time that y'all played?
I want to say it's been maybe 2018, 2019, somewhere around there. It's been a
So
minute.
they
Probably
they weren't even in the ACC or anything yet.
they were in the AAC or something like that back then. But yeah,
Yeah,
they beat Texas A&M Commerce or East Texas A&M
East.
42 to 13. Honestly, I thought they were favored by like I think
Probably
it
like
was in the high
50,
40s.
60.
Yeah. So I mean, they didn't look too impressive in this game. I mean, take out the greatest all obviously, but Jennings threw for 260, two touchdowns, and a rushing score. And now let me get to the other part. Baylor, last week obviously was not nice. We could not stop the rush. So I'm definitely worried about that. Jennings might run all over us if we don't make some adjustments. So I do think Baylor's going to make some adjustments. But SMU lost their receiver, Jordan Hudson, and Alex Fagor in week one. So definitely some big losses for them.
But they're
But
both listed day to day, so they could potentially
they
play.
could play. But yeah, as long if Baylor's defense can step up, obviously you're not going to question Baylor offense. Baylor's arguably one of the better offenses in the country, so I'm not worried about that. But I do think it's going to come down to Baylor's defense again. But I think I'm going to take SMU in a really, really close game. Maybe a field goal or something decides this game.
All right, for me, I'm gonna take the ponies in this one. I believe in Kevin Jennings. Earlier in the year, I took him as a sleeper Heisman candidate, and I think he's gonna deliver, and he's gonna have a great game against the Bears. And yeah, taking SMU in this one.
I have a mindset coming into this. Remember that.
All right, yeah, you're trying to talk all good about SMU, thinking that will go one way for you.
Hey, we'll see. Our next
All
game,
right.
Vandy at Virginia Tech. How are we feeling about this one? Virginia
Well,
Tech favored by 1.5.
I don't know, man. I like Diego Pavia. I don't know how you say his name, but I like it. But
Diego Pavia.
yeah, but he's an electric dual threat quarterback. He's an SEC quarterback, and I think Vandy could really have a really good season this. We're winning like 8 games, maybe nine. But they could disappoint, only win like 6 or 7. But like,
Okay, bro.
yeah. But in this one, but right now, Vanderbilt's defense ranks 11th nationally in points allowed. I mean, it's only like week two, but still. But in this one, I hate to say it, I'm taking Vandy.
That's a completely fair take. I think I'm gonna take Vandy in this one as well. I'll tell you why. Kyron Jones does not look impressive throughout his whole tenure at Virginia Tech. I'm not gonna lie to you. He actually used to play at Baylor, so I've seen a little bit of him. But he threw two picks, 43% completion rate last week. So definitely not impressive. And I do think Vandy is definitely on the come up. Diego Pavia, he's a great quarterback, and I think he's gonna lead his team into whatever they're at, Blacksburg, I want to say, somewhere like that, and they're gonna win. It's gonna be a close game, but I do think Vanderbilt's gonna win by double digits.
Yeah, I think Vanderbilt's super underrated this year. I
I
think
agree.
after they beat Bama last year, I think that's when the program really started to take off. No, I remember when Vandy used to be just a laughing stock of the SEC.
Yes, yeah,
Just
man.
like Kansas. Kansas used to be the laughing stock of the
Big
Big
12.
12.
I think they were both ranked at the same time or almost the same time a couple seasons ago. It's crazy. Speaking of Bama,
Yeah.
man, they got some they got some problems. I saw a stat. It's like they've had like four unranked losses or something, and
Yeah, and Saban had
coach
four his like entire
his
career.
entire career there. It's crazy. The coach is definitely on the hot seat. I'm not gonna lie to you, but
Oh,
yeah,
he's
they definitely got some things to figure
his
out.
seat's more than hot.
Yeah, it's burning. But yeah, that's gonna wrap up today's video, our week two predictions. Can't believe we're already in week two. But yeah, like we said earlier, so going forward, we're gonna have recaps posted weekly and then obviously our weekly predictions posted every week. But yeah, so make sure you like and subscribe, follow us on Instagram, X, and TikTok. Thank y'all.
Peace.